You already have a water filter. You bought it, you feel good about it, and you think your family is covered. That filter will not save you. I spent days researching this after realizing something about my own emergency kit that genuinely scared me. In fact, depending on which one you have and how you're using it, it might be the exact thing that makes your family sick when the water goes bad. And here's what stops most people cold. The filter looks fine. It works fine, right up until the moment it doesn't. And by then, you've already been drinking the problem for 3 days. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly which filters fail, why they fail, and the specific $12 backup that actually works when a real disaster hits. Because if you don't know this before your water supply goes down, you will not have time to figure it out after. Here's what every American believes. If water goes through a filter, it's safe. Brita, Zero Water, the fancy undersink unit you installed last year. Filter in, clean water out. Done. That belief gets people killed. Most people get this completely wrong because they think filtered means safe. It doesn't. It means partially processed under normal conditions. And normal conditions don't exist during a disaster. After Hurricane Katrina, floodwater in New Orleans contained gasoline, sewage, agricultural chemicals, and industrial runoff, all at the same time. A standard Brita pitcher removes chlorine taste and some heavy metals. It does absolutely nothing against gasoline. Nothing against raw sewage bacteria at flood concentrations. Nothing against the chemical soup that forms when an entire American city's infrastructure collapses into its own water supply. Your pitcher filter turns that water into slightly better tasting poison. Here's what nobody tells you about the filters Americans trust most. Brita and PUR are carbon filters. They work great for tap water that's already been treated by a municipal system. They're just doing a final polish pass. But the moment your water source becomes untreated, a flooded well, a river, a rain barrel, standing water after a storm, a carbon filter is not doing what you think it's doing. This is where it gets deadly. Carbon filters don't kill bacteria. They don't remove viruses. They don't stop protozoa like Giardia or Cryptosporidium, both of which live in American rivers and lakes and will put you flat on your back with violent sickness within 24 to 48 hours of drinking them. And here's the part that will surprise you. Cryptosporidium is chlorine resistant, so even if you add bleach to your water, which most survival guides tell you to do, and then run it through your Brita, you can still get infected. That is not a fringe scenario. That is what happens to unprepared Americans in real disaster situations every single time. Now let's talk about the filters that actually work, because this isn't all bad news. The Sawyer Squeeze filter runs about $30 on Amazon and filters to 0.1 microns, which means it physically blocks bacteria and protozoa. It's what military personnel and serious backcountry hikers use. It's small enough to fit in your jacket pocket, and it filters up to 100,000 gallons before it needs replacing. If you don't own one of these, stop the video and order it right now. But even the Sawyer has a weakness, and the thing survival channels never mention is this: it does not remove viruses. In a rural American wilderness scenario, that's usually fine, because viruses in water are mostly a developing world contamination issue. But in a post-disaster urban American environment, flooded cities, broken sewage lines, bodies of water contaminated with human waste, viruses become a real threat. Norovirus, hepatitis A, both can spread through water. Both will devastate your family during an already desperate situation. The thing you need in a true American disaster scenario is a filter rated to 0.02 microns, which removes viruses, combined with a purification step. The MSR Guardian is the gold standard. It's $350 on Amazon and worth every penny if you're serious. But if that's out of budget right now, you can combine a Sawyer Squeeze with water purification tablets. Aquatabs, about $8 for 50 tablets at Walmart or Amazon, and cover both threats for under $40 total. This is the part that almost nobody talks about, and it's the part that will actually get you killed. And here's the part most people skip that makes everything worse: filter maintenance. During the Texas freeze in 2021, people pulled out emergency gear they hadn't touched in 2 years, and it failed. Filters crack when they freeze. Hollow fiber membranes, which is what the Sawyer uses, will rupture if water trapped inside freezes solid. After that, your filter passes everything straight through with zero resistance and looks completely fine doing it. You won't know it's broken until you're sick. Your filter needs to be stored somewhere that doesn't freeze, and every 6 months you need to backwash it, which means pushing clean water backward through the filter to clear trapped debris. Sawyer sells a cleaning plunger syringe for $5. Without backwashing, flow rate drops and filtration quality degrades, and most people never do this once. And here's the part that will surprise you. Most Americans who own a Sawyer filter have never backwashed it, ever. Which means the filter sitting in your emergency bag right now might already be compromised, and you wouldn't know. You just learned what most Americans will never know. Share this with someone who needs it, and if you want to keep building this knowledge, you know where to find me. But before you close this video, do one thing today. Go find your emergency water filter right now. Check when you last cleaned it, check where it's been stored, and honestly ask yourself, if your tap water stopped working tonight, would that filter actually protect your family? So tell me, what water filter are you trusting right now? Drop it in the comments, because the answer might surprise the people reading below you.